Adonis Stevenson versus Badou Jack KO or no? Well, this one has KO written all over it, and possibly this fight won't go beyond the mid to late rounds. I believe this fight ends before the 10th round. I'm not sure who will stop the other, but Badou Jack pops really hard, and Adonis Stevenson, whoever he catches with that left hand, is going down. The thing about Adonis Stevenson's left hand is it's so hard and powerful and fast, and other fighters just don't see it coming, and that's the shot that always knocks the fighter out. It's the one you don't see coming. It doesn't necessarily have to be the hardest punch, it's just you can't deal with something you're not bracing your body for, and that shot, that powerful shot, is just too much for anyone to take. That would even knock out a cruiserweight with extra weight to take the punch. He is a very dangerous fighter, and Badou Jack is going to have to be very careful. But then again, Stevenson is going to have to be very careful too, as Badou Jack does punch hard as well, and if he counters him with a hard shot, Adonis Stevenson can be knocked out, as we seen early in his career against Darnell Boone when he was stopped in the second round. Now, if Adonis Stevenson were to win this fight, I believe he will go for a unification with Bivol or Berbetiev next, I believe. I don't think he'll fight Kovalev. If Badou Jack wins, yeah, he'll go for Kovalev. Adonis Stevenson seems to not want to fight Kovalev. Maybe it's because of split problems and money, or maybe it's just because he doesn't want to be stopped, or risk being stopped. I believe he'd do well in that fight, but if he doesn't believe in himself, then he won't. But Badou Jack, he'll fight anyone, and I believe he'll be trying to get in there with Kovalev if he were to beat Adonis Stevenson. Now, it's a shame because we've always really wanted to see Adonis Stevenson fight Sergey Kovalev, and Kovalev has always wanted that fight. As he said in the ring, after beating Jean Pascal for the second time, he said he would like to fight Adonis Chickenson, and then he made chicken noises and then Adonis Stevenson jumped in the ring, and things went a bit south from there on. Yeah, that wasn't too good. But anyway, I believe if Badou Jack wins, he will get in there with Kovalev. I don't know if he'll win that fight, but anyway, let's get back to this one. Adonis Stevenson, Badou Jack. Badou Jack is going to be the faster fighter, I think, but Stevenson will probably have the better footwork, as he's been working on his boxing lately. He isn't going to be able to fight as he normally does with his hands low. He's going to have to keep his hands high, because his reflexes will not be there at 40 years old. Stevenson does not want to risk suffering the same fate as David Haye has suffered recently. David Haye tried to fight Tony Bellew the way he would have fought him 10 years ago, but his reflexes and his timing just wasn't there the same. Not necessarily because of age, but because of injuries. But age also played a factor, I think. He's 37 years old. He isn't going to be able to move as well as a 27-year-old. And Tony Bellew knew this and took advantage of that. Now, if Badou Jack is that clever, he will do the same. So Stevenson is going to have to move well and be sparing with his punches and not punch himself out. He's going to have to move his head and keep his hands up high, stepping to the side. If you watch Lomachenko, in a lower weight class though, but anyway, if you watch him, it's a jab, and then he does a bit of work and he steps to the side, he steps away. This doesn't spend as much energy as jumping in and jumping out. He moves to the side and works slowly from there to build on his victory that he always gets. I mean, he fought for a world title in his second fight. I mean, he got a split decision. Arguably, he could have won that fight against Solido. But anyway, we're getting off topic again, sorry. Yeah, Badou Jack though, he is a very good fighter. He had that blip where he was stopped in the first round to Derek Edwards, but that was a blip. I mean, look at Amir Khan, he was stopped in the first round too, and still went on to become unified super lightweight champion. So, Badou Jack is going to be good in this fight, and he's going to be ready. He looks in good shape, and he is former super middleweight champion. And he fought James DeGale, who was arguably the best super middleweight at that time, and he got a draw out of that fight. So if he is his equal when James DeGale was at his best, then he is some fighter. So he is going to be clever and moving well and fast, and with the more height over him, and he is the bigger guy, he's going to be impressing that bigger physique on Adonis Stevenson. Jack will want to keep Stevenson at range and will not want him fighting on the inside, but Stevenson, being the smaller man, will get better work off on the inside with body shots and maybe even a few uppercuts. So Badou Jack is going to have to keep him off of him and not let him be tied up, where the ref will just reset them and they will start again. So Badou Jack is going to have to be moving well. He's going to have to show great fitness in this fight to keep moving away from the ever-present Adonis Stevenson. I don't think during this fight that Adonis Stevenson will be able to soak up much punishment, so he's going to want to stay away from Badou Jack. But then as a shorter fighter, although their reach isn't that much difference, he is the shorter fighter, so he's going to have to get in range. He doesn't want to trade off with Badou Jack though. I don't think that would be advisable for Adonis Stevenson. Although he does carry that power, that is not the best tactic. He needs to stay away from him and not get hit, and hit Badou Jack with that left hand. My game plan, if I were Adonis Stevenson, would be to keep him on the end of the jab and hit him hard with that left hand when he comes in. This will give him second thoughts about coming in, and will confuse him and befuddle him, throwing Badou Jack off his game plan. He will not know what to do. That's exactly what George Groves did against Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank Jr. went in there thinking he was just going to blow him away in a couple of rounds, but George Groves was clever and boxed him, tied him up, and turned him around on the ropes. The referee set them and he did exactly the same again, jab, and hit him with that right hand when he come in. And he didn't want to come in then, because he knew he'd have to eat a right hand to get any work off of his own. And that's exactly what Adonis Stevenson should do with Badou Jack. Now, Badou Jack on the other hand, he needs to do the same with his jab, work the jab, but he needs to be keeping away from that left hand. So he needs to invite pressure onto himself and be on the back foot, and then be fast like he always does. So jab and be fast with his hands, get some combinations off, and move to the side, giving him angles to get past the guard of Adonis Stevenson. That is, of course, if Adonis Stevenson does bring a guard. He cannot rely on his reflexes, and if he does, Badou Jack will pick him off, and he won't last a few rounds. 4 at most, because Badou Jack is very accurate with his punches and very fast and powerful. So, there we have it. Will this fight KO or no? I believe it gets stopped before the 10th round. That is my prediction. I don't know who and I don't know how, but this fight isn't going the distance. I bet you that. Well, let's get ready guys.